Hi everyone, it's Vicky. I'm a bit late showing you my Christmas 2022 Advent journal. Life got busy, like it does, and I've been meaning to make this video since the end of December, and there just hasn't been time. But today there is some time, so I'll give a quick flip through of the first 5 pages, which you've already seen, and then I'll carry on showing you the rest. So that is the cover. You saw me making that, and you can see it's very full. It's got lots of fun things on the inside, and there's some little bits tucked in there. That was day 1, and inside that envelope was my little card. That was day 2. This is day 3, and it had 2 flapping pages, and this has a scripture in there. This was day 4, so this is very busy. This was a clear page that I laminated, and there's a tag there with some writing at the back, and there's the cards for day 4. I made this page longer with some tissue paper, and I like the noise that it makes, and that was day 5. And day 5 has it has a little pocket, and those things tucked into the pocket. So I'd put the word for the day was desire, and I've got the dictionary definition, and then I did some writing underneath on that piece of paper, which folds out. And I had a coffee that day, so I saved that little coffee wrapper, and there's the tag for that day. This was day 6, so I glued, there's a sequin there, I think it actually fell off here. It's a bit sticky. Put it back. There you go. So this was a napkin or a serviette that I glued down with a glue stick, and I've made a nice background to that page. I've made a little pocket with some tracing paper. I've got a number 6 there, that's a glitter sticker. That's the little card that I made from a coffee cup. So I made a little tag, and I've written on the back of that. That's the tag for the day. That's showing the scripture and the thing to read for the day. And this was, I had some more writing to do, so I did that on the silver tag there. So this is day 7, and you can see I've printed out some scriptures. I've also written out some extra scriptures. This is washi tape there around the edges. It's quite busy. And then this is the card for the day, and this card here is it's a card from when you order things and you say it's a gift, and they say, would you like to attach a note to your gift? When they say that, in the note section, I put a scripture in. So I often get scriptures in the post with the things that I order online, and I save them and I use them for journaling. And then on the back, I've put my own journaling. So there's something fun that you can do when you're ordering things online. And this was day 8, so I've got the 8, it's a glitter sticker. I've got the scripture that I typed out on my typewriter onto some lined paper, and that was really good. It helped it sink into my brain, because sometimes when you just print it off the computer, you don't actually read all the words, but when you're typing it out, you're actually getting those words into your head, and you're thinking about it so you don't make any mistakes. I've stapled on that little Mary picture that came in the printables. And there's another one of those serviettes from that day. So those serviettes actually had 4 sides, and so I just cut it into 4, and I had 4 of these pictures. I think I only used 2 in this journal. There's another tag. This was from a McDonald's coffee mug, and I've put on that little pom-pom trim on the top. And that is a bookmark, and I've cut out the little ephemera piece that says Dance with Joy. It's got some journaling on the back of that, and that's the card for the day. And there's that Dance with Joy that was part of that. And the background for that page was a nice red and white gingham, which was one of the Christmas papers that I used to make the book. And I matched it with a washi tape that was the same pattern. Day 9, this was really fun. I made this to be like a shaker card. I hope you can see it. So it's got Christmas trees, and they are floating there in that laminated piece. So I printed out a number 9 on my printer, and then I used it as a template, and I cut out that number 9 and the little middle bit out of a piece of scrapbooking paper. Then I laminated it to make sure that dot was in the right space, and so it made a lovely little window. And I have written on the back, there's a bit of organza lace or organza ribbon here, and it's got stars on it, and I really like that. And if you can see it, and that's one of the pictures from the ephemera that was laminated, so it was nice and sturdy. And that was, oh, I glued that one down. That was the card for the day. Let me just check. And I attached it with tape, so it just flaps out. When you put the card there, it holds it down. This was the scripture for day 9. So I've used this from the ephemera, and I've used the words, "You delight in your children." I've stamped that with my stamps. My letter stamps, so they're not really even, but that's okay. And I got that from here, God delights in his children. And this grassy section, this is from sushi. So when you order sushi, it comes with this fake grass to separate the sushi from, I don't know, the other sushi. So I took out this fake grass and I washed it with soap and water, and I've used double-sided tape to attach it to the page. So I've got some grass there. I did try and make a Christmas tree with it, but I couldn't really get the angles right, but I thought the grass was good. So that was a fun addition to that day. This is day 10, and there's day 11. So day 10, I used that Dymo printing machine that prints labels, and I've put the words, "On him we have set our hope." And that was from, I think it was from the scripture here, or was it from there? Anyway, so that's the card for the day, and I've attached it with some tape so it flaps. The pictures I've used some yarn to attach those 2 gloves, and I made a little pom-pom there just with a bit of fluff, and I rolled it in my fingers. This is a shaker sticker, so it shakes better than my number 9 did, and I've attached it to another one of those McDonald's coffee mug tags that I made. The little envelope place where I've put it has got some music at the background. It's got tracing paper on the top to make it a bit see-through, and then a little bit of fabric there just to bring in some more color. And the scripture I've put onto a tag, I suppose a journaling card or a bookmark that's made with scrapbooking card, and I didn't write on there, so I think I've written on the back of this tag. So that goes in there. This is day 11. Day 11, I did another shaker card. Why not? Best time of the year. So I used a piece of ephemera that said fa la 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 la, and I put it onto a card that I got. This card I got for buying some stickers from somewhere, and it came with this little thank you card, which I thought was very cute. So done that, and then I put like a little plastic envelope over the top, filled it with some sequins. So that was really cute. So that's for day 11. Day 10 and day 11, I still had enough of these stickers that I could still do the glitter stickers. Let's take that off. So this is day 11, and I've put my scripture on here. So this was like an advert from somewhere that I just blocked out the bits that I didn't feel like seeing anymore. I did my writing on the back, and I've got the card there, and that fits in this lovely little envelope page. And this was from some mail from the Billy Graham Foundation. So when you get mail from some of these places, they're so beautiful with the pictures, and I just needed that, a reason to rejoice. So that was an envelope. And then let me see if that needs to move. This is day 12. I used 2 pages. It was talking about praise. So I got this lovely image here of a woman praising. Her hands are up in the air and she's singing. I've used those glitter number 12s again and number 12 again. I've got my scripture there, but then I also found some other scriptures that I wanted to use, so I've put those in as well, but they were really long, so I've actually made them like books, and that's okay. And that one as well is 2 pages, and I put little tabs on with washi tape to make them pop out a bit. I've done my journaling on the back of this card here, which is a Christmas card. Sometimes when I write Christmas cards I make mistakes, and then I have to write another one, like I spell a name wrong or something, and then I save those fronts because I can use them for journaling. There's the card for the day, or most of it. There's the other half. So I've attached it with tape, and then this is another, this is the lyrics of a song. So that was day 12. This is day 13, so I did a little bit more napkin work here. So these are from serviettes or napkins, and I've glued them on with a glue stick. This is another envelope made with tracing paper. There's my card for the day with all scriptures, and I used those pictures because they had those poinsettia flowers on that day. And in the number set, the glitter number set, it came with lots of dots, so I saved all the dots and I used them on this page to add some dots. It talked about light, and I had this lovely little tag that had lights in a Christmas tree, so those dots I've kind of replicated there. And then inside this little gold card is some more journaling, so that goes like that. I ran out of the numbers with the glitter stickers, so then I used my die cut machine and I just cut out numbers out of a gold foil card that I had. That one I left empty, and this is day 14, also another empty page. It was actually quite nice to have a couple of pages that were just quiet. So there's the card, and it's been laminated. My journaling is under there. You can see I've got that gingham red and white card there. There's my number 14, also with the die cut machine. And these little baubles here that are hanging down the page, I have drawn in those long lines because they were all just baubles with short lines. So I've drawn in the longer lines with a marker, and then I've glued on little bows on top to try and make them all blend together. And there's a scripture, and the word for that day was bright, and so I used the little banner that said merry and bright. But you can see it's quite an empty page and just a lot of color on that day. Day 15, the word was radiance. I found some lyrics of a song that I wanted to put on this page. I've put a tag here with some journaling on the back, and try to get back in. My card for the day is there, and this is a tracing paper envelope. I've put a bit of washi tape here, and there's some things from the ephemera. And this piece of paper, it's I've made it into a tape, but it was a piece of paper that came with some fabric that I bought. It seems that some of the fabric you buy comes with this tape rolled in, so that when they cut the fabric they work out the measurements or something. I don't know, but anyway, I loved that. So when I saw it with the fabric, I said to the lady, please give it to me because I can use it. So I've got quite a bit of that. This page was a part of a printable kit I got a few years ago, and I just thought the colors really worked well. So I've cut that page out and I've stuck it over the top, and I've made a pocket on the side. I've got my scripture there. That scripture actually took my Bible to my copier machine, and I just made a copy of that part. I put it upside down, I copied it, and I used that copy to stick my scripture there. I've got my number 16 here, so you can see I had enough sticky bits to make it out of the glitter sticker paper. I've got a Costa tag there, and I left the little ribbon sticking out because I thought the color worked well. And I've also got my card, and I've got another tag with some writing on the back, so that goes back into there. So this one I glued it like that to make the pockets. And then this is day 17. I had these little die cut reindeers from a couple of years ago. Someone sent them to me, and they're so cute, so I made them so they look like they're running. And there's my ephemera from that day. As I'm touching it, I can feel it's a bit grainy. I used my glitter pen on those bits there. This day was called Splendor, and I did my writing just under there. I've got some lyrics, and I've got a scripture, and I used my die cut number 17. And this is day 18. So day 18 I was writing out my scripture, and I ran out of paper, so I had to add a little flap so I could add more in. I've got the ephemera there from the kit. I've got the number 18 from my die cut, and I've got some washi tape and a tab, and there's my card. This was day 19. I love this envelope. We received quite a few Christmas cards, and so this was one of the envelopes from one of the Christmas cards. I've got my card for the day there, and my numbers were the 19. They were the glitter stickers. And this day I printed out my scripture onto some cream color card. I've used more of those dots to just carry on with the gold. And that is more of that printable paper that I told you about before. I bought the kits a few years ago. I can't remember where. And I thought it worked well as a background for that page. And I've got that beautiful little tab there. That was from the same person who gave me these. They were in the same envelope. So I love that. And this is day 20. There's the scripture for the day. I've done my journaling on this little card that's tucked behind this little page that's glued down, and some little Christmas stockings hanging across the top. They are the ephemera from the kits. Day 21, I had really a lot of fun in Canva. Somebody asked me to do some work for them, and I was having a really fun time in Canva working on some scriptures and putting images with them. And so I've got Psalm 65 here, and I've got the beautiful, it's not mistletoe because it's red berries, but it looks festive, whatever it is, and it's got a lovely border around it. This is available on my Buy Me a Coffee page. You can find the link down below, and it's for free, so you can go and get this for yourself. There's quite a few on there because I added quite a few last month. So that was day 21 scripture. I've got in my envelope here, I've aged my envelope. That was a fun thing to do again. I've used some stamps to look like drips. I've got some stamps that look like text. I've used one of the cardstocks that I used earlier on. I've made a stamp out of it, a postage stamp, and that little sticker came on a Christmas card, so I used it as the postage stamp. And then a tiny little fake cancelling stamp. I don't know what they call them, but anyway. And my die cut numbers. And in there I've got my journaling on the one, and I've got my card for 21 on the other. And this day I finished I'd finished knitting some socks, and I had some sock yarn left, so I made a little bow thing on top of my paperclip. Day 22. So now I've run out of numbers and I've run out of die cuts. So this I printed, it's gold, and it says 22. I've got a scripture here, I've got my card here, and then if you open it, I've got my journaling on the inside. going straight across to day 23. I've glued down all the Christmas stockings down there, and then a pair of ice skates. I've got a little car here. I've got some scriptures. There's day 23. So let's see if I can get it off easily. On the front of the envelope, I've put this image. I cut out those corners just to give it a different look, and I've glued on the numbers 23. I've got my card for that day there, and there's some journaling on the inside. And pop into here. Day 24. Day 24, I had my scripture, which I put there. There's my card for the day. There's some journaling on the inside, and I just popped that there. That was also a very quiet page. I just felt like I just wanted to keep it simple. By day 24, I was getting ready for guests, and I was really just juggling quite a bit to get things done, so it was a bit hard to get some time in. Day 25 took me a while to do. I did it well after Christmas, after the guests had left, after the festivities had quietened down a bit and I could have a bit of time to myself. So day 25, I pulled out my embroidery machine and I embroidered that ornament there. I just love that feel. So I embroidered the ornament, and then I just cut out around the edges very close, and I've glued it down. My card is there, and the numbers 2 and 5 were die cuts, and the 24 was die cuts too. And I really enjoyed making this journal. This was the little card that I used to remember all the color names for the blanket that I finished. I also finished this in December, so I wanted to keep it in with this journal, and I quite like the way that you have to touch this to make it straight. And then this last pocket here, I used the little bag from the chocolates that I ate while I was doing my journaling. And I hope you enjoyed the flip through. So thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.